Hello, browsers out there. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to make a. Okay, so I watched this video on how, everybody has their own upselling technique, right, on the internet where they, like, and I'm not saying exactly everybody, but when I say everybody, I'm pointing to, when I meant everybody in my mindset, I'm saying like internet marketers and stuff, they have their own techniques, right, because they just naturally not twins out there, right, and not even twins get it on point. But so what I wanted to talk about really, well, I don't know if it's going to be quickly, but let's see, how a CPU is built. Okay, so a CPU is a processing unit that is a control device on your motherboard, on your circuit board. Okay, so yeah, to this example, what I'm going to show it to you. Okay, say that you have this index finger that turns off every 2 seconds in a 3-second range, right? Say your index finger on, and this is my right hand, on my left hand is turning off every 1 second in a 3-second range, right? Because the goal is to hit 3 seconds, right, for the range to be measured. Because that's how a CPU is built, right? Is exactly like this. The wires are turning off and on and off and on, and every time we turn it off, we're dialing in 0 to off, and every time it's turned on, is we put in a 1. Okay, and there's our off and on, right? Our off and on, our binary code. Okay, wait a minute, right? Let's back it up. And remember, people, the computer languages that I'm teaching, like on this YouTube video, I'm teaching what others already know. I'm not teaching you people information that people don't know. I'm basically teaching you people, like, they're not even fundamentals. They're basically other people's ideas that start off. So I'm going to go ahead and start with somebody's idea, and before I move on to my ideas, because if I want to measure binary codes into like in 2s and 3s instead of 0s and 1s, you people are going to be like totally off, and you people are going to be like, where do I go around the world, or go around town, go around the city, go around your urban area, go around public, looking for whatever this guy is relating to? Just say. So, you buy the CPU, right? And it's turning off and on. It's built like that. And if you think about it, a power supply kind of works the same. Okay, we'll get to a power supply in another video. Okay, but the whole point is the wiring. I'm talking about the wiring. So the CPU is turning on and off at these rates, right? It has these needles. And the one side is a covering, the other side has these pins. It's telling you, people, just follow me on this, because I'm telling you, every computer hardware builder out there is going to be like, this is my language. You should listen to my language. I'm going to teach you guys, people, what's already there instead of trying to name my language computers. Like, for example, I don't know why they call it a motherboard. They should call it a circuit board and be like. See, like, these giant tech companies, people like to compete against each other, and they like to put, like, it's PC 1150,000, right? 1150,000, probably, 60 core. You get me? Like, they like to do it difficult for people, like, especially people, like, it's not the name of the game, people. It's the one who can throw the dice and look at the number of the dice first before they fall. Okay. Yeah, so the CPU is turning on and off, right? And the pins are shooting out the electricity currents that are turning on and off, and that's what you're doing. You're catching the signals, right? That's what you're doing. You're catching signals on a GPU, a graphics processing unit. You're catching the signals. And you're looking at it, right? And this processor has only like 20 megabytes on the CPU, and you say it can only transfer, because remember, you have to remember, everything you're buying has a range on it, right? You look at these ranges, right? We're going to stick to range. And this is why I tell people trade secrets, like, you should just focus on buying on trades. Like, how much, like for example, this is why you should be like, hey, United States, how much does that trade cost me when you guys forced me to buy McDonald's? You know, how much was it to kill the chicken? How much was it to trade for the chicken? How much was all trade in these transactions? Like, people, you should really think about, when it comes to a CPU, the timings of the CPU. Like, the CPU, the ranges of these wires that are turning on and off. You should think about, how do I back myself up and get into this part of computers instead of going to this part of the world that does not understand any of these parts of the country. Like, you know, we should look up and say, hey, you know, this amount of people own this. No, people, that is where you want to be. You do not want to be in web development with CSS and HTML, etc. Or you get what I'm saying, people? This is what you want to do, people. You want to learn how to be a hacker. I'm telling you, for your own good, before you go buy websites. I'm telling you, because you'll finally understand that somebody was really controlling the whole process before it was even built. People, they tell you need coding to understand this, but you do not. If you understand how to pull a wire, you'll understand how to hack. But back to the CPU. So as the CPU is processing this information, right, it has these instruction sets and these registers that operate these wirings that lets this input and output signals go through and stop exactly what it means. An input signal and an output signal that is separated so you can measure time. So say you have a wire that is, say, this big, okay, about an inch, okay. That's an inch. Okay, hopefully that's an inch. The whole point is it's the word inch. Say an inch is measured as a wire as, say, 2 seconds. You know, okay, 1 watt at 1 volt is 1 amplitude, or 1 ampere. See, people, today is just the day where I just want to be smart, but it's just not coming out the way I want it. So these wires that turn on and off, right? Say, oh, okay, so when I hack into a computer, I need to understand what language they used in order to build what they're on, right? It's not that hard, right? People, like, okay, an image is an image, right? Like, so you're wondering, how fast do I need it? How slow can I obtain it? It all depends on what you want to do. But the whole purpose of this video, people, is, look, did I explain a CPU to you better? Look, it's basically made out of this silicone, right? This metal. Is silicone a metal? No, I'm kidding, people. I don't know if silicone's a metal right now. I'm so thinking too much right now. Yeah, because I'm thinking about the wiring inside of the CPU. Okay, so it turns on and off, right? And the whole point of binary codes was meant to measure these on and off signals, right? So by the time the signal turns off, do you really think, people, that signal was named the color black to really, like, tell you that the signal's off? Do you really think the color black stands for off? No, people. They manipulate the pixels. Look, people. There's a software, I think it's called Eyedropper, where you can measure up close frequencies, pixels that are also known as frequencies, and you can measure their numberings. Their numberings are exactly what color they are. But when you get the Eyedropper, you need to understand, if you would measure the temperature, see people, this is why they need me. This is why they're begging me to be this computer programmer, basically, in this industry, because they haven't invented all these tools that you need, that I think about all the time for my web development. But yeah, I hope this kind of covered on what I was kind of talking about when I mean, like, CPUs, like, as in how it's built inside. Like, did I give you an idea, like, what's inside of a CPU?